Are you excited for the Hobbit pre-release? Maybe it's the first time you're going? Let's go over a few mechanics from the Hobbit set to prepare for pre-release this Friday. The first new ability is Storied. If you control 3 or more artifact, legendary, and or sagas, you will have an enduring story for the rest of the game. Once you have an enduring story, other effects become active, similar to Monarch or Ascend. And once you have an enduring story, you have it for the rest of the game, even if you lose the card that gave you Storied or you lose all of your permanents. An important clarification in the release notes for this set is that a single permanent can only count for one of the 3, even if that permanent is 2 qualities of the 3 wanted. So a legendary artifact would only count for one of the 3, not for 2. One of the best new mechanics, in my opinion, is Recruit. Recruit lets you draw a card, then discard a card. And if you discard a non-land card, you get to create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. There's not too much to explain here. It's basically a really cool loot mechanic that at worst will let you draw a card, discard a card, and at best you will get a token. What makes this so great is the ability to sculpt your hand or your graveyard while also getting a board state. It'll be a great mechanic to have in draft, and you'll see plenty of it in other formats too. Hone counters are a new type of counter for equipments. And it says each hone counter on an equipment grants +1/+0 to an equipped creature, and they can be added to any equipment. I did find it interesting that the release notes specify that the effect is granted from the hone counters. So even if the equipment loses some of its abilities, each hone counter will still grant +1/+0 to the creature. Adventures return in this set, very on theme, but an adventure card is a card that you'll see that has 2 parts, the permanent side and then the adventure side. Adventure cards can be cast as the permanent side or as their instant and sorcery side. If you cast an adventure card as the permanent side, it enters as that permanent, and you cannot cast the adventure or the instant and sorcery side later on. However, if you cast it from the instant and sorcery side, once it fully resolves, the card is then put into exile. You can then cast the permanent side from exile later on. And Amass is back. Instead of amassing zombies or orcs, we are now amassing goblins. Amass is always followed by a number. That number is the amount of counters. So amass goblins 2 would be to put 2 1/1 counters on an army you control. It is also a goblin, but if you do not have any armies, then you get to create a goblin army token creature, and then that goblin army token creature will get the 2 counters. That is all of the main set components. And overall, it should be a really fun pre-release event, especially for new players or people who love The Hobbit. But let me know if you're planning on going to pre-release this Friday at your local LGS, and let me know which mechanics you're most looking forward to, either in pre-release or to upgrade your commander decks.